Whenever I've reviewed a problematic episode and called it skippable or filler, I usually get at least one comment from someone telling me I'm wrong. I take two things from this. First, reviews are rubbish. There's no such thing as an objective opinion, and you should take anyone's point of view with a grain of salt. If you like something, then who cares if someone else doesn't? Second, everyone has a handful of guilty pleasure episodes, but since I don't believe in guilt when it comes to matters of personal taste, I'm going to call them candy episodes. Sure, there weren't any amazing scenes and nothing of consequence really occurred, and people mostly rate the episode poorly, but you remember when Xander took out 16 years of frustration on that frat guy? And then the part when Angel got all overprotective about Buffy and involuntarily vamped out? That was cool. Yeah. Reptile Boy is one of my candy episodes. Buffy is experiencing conflicts with Giles and Angel. Cordelia introduces Buffy to two college guys.
And I'm a senior and I'm in college.
Okay, so she's a junior in high school, ballpark, 16 going on 17, and he's a senior in college, so let's assume no gap year, that puts him at 21. Wait, then again.
You're 16 years old, I'm 241.
Anyway, Cordelia wants Buffy to go with her to the college party the boys are holding, and given Cordelia is Buffy's path-not-taken shadow self, you can be assured it's a terrible idea. So Buffy lies to Giles, says she's feeling ill, and heads out with Cordelia while Willow covers for her. Feeling protective, Xander tails Buffy to the frat party and sneaks in. The frat guys feed Buffy and Cordelia a drugged, potent potable. Angel and Giles figure out the frat is the source of some missing Sunnydale women, causing Willow to confess as to Buffy's actual whereabouts.
She lied to me? Did she have a date?
In the basement of the frat, Buffy and Cordelia are awake and chained to a wall while the frat guys perform a ceremony to call forth a giant reptile penis monster. The gang breaks in, Buffy breaks loose, and circumcises this beast. And that's really all there is to say about this episode. It is the definition of a candy episode. It's not masterful, but it's fun and entertaining. The themes barely need explaining if you've been following along for the season, but for the sake of thoroughness, let's run it down. Buffy has been having sexy dreams about Angel, and in the graveyard, Buffy says to him,
"When you kiss me, I want to die."
I love this line because it can be read a few ways. You could read it like her saying what she's saying to spite him. Your kisses make me want to kill myself. You could read it as her saying she wants to die and become a vampire to join him. Given the sexual theme of the season, I think it's probably supposed to be read in the Shakespearean sense of having an orgasm. Here I'm quoting from shakespearetheater.org. The source is in the description. Obsessed with the affinities between sex and death, the Renaissance called orgasm the little death, and Shakespeare's most famous couples enact this metaphor literally. Erotic love, too great to be accommodated by the small-minded day-to-day world, becomes the tragic trajectory to death. Romeo and Juliet die after one night of passionate lovemaking. Not wanting to live after Anthony's death, Cleopatra, speaking of immortal longings, kills herself with an asp's kiss at her breast, ecstatically calling, "Husband, I come." Incidentally, this scene between Buffy and Angel is the first clear case I can remember of outright Bangel speak. Bangel speak is when two people who should just shut their gorgeous pie holes and kiss instead spout endless melodrama about how they can't. It becomes so prevalent between Buffy and Angel that the show actually becomes self-aware about it in the Zeppo. I like it. It reminds me of a Spanish soap opera.
¿Se siente mal?
Sorprendida. Nunca me imaginé que me traería a su casa.
Norma se aspiró a su amor.
And then there's Buffy lying to go to the party and nearly being killed by the penis monster in the basement of the frat house. In the commentary, the writer of the episode, David Greenwalt, says the name of the monster, Makita, came from the brand name of the tools used on the show. Makita. Tool. Get it? In an episode so monstrously unsubtle, there is one nice bit that I dig, and that is the metaphorical reptile boy, Tom. He says nice things to Buffy and suckers people in with his words, but in the end, he's the real snake among them.
He's the one to watch out for.
He's the real reptile boy. Okay, so it's not deep or anything, but for me it lacks what some of the bad episodes have too much of, bad acting and rough dialogue. But there I'm falling into the trap I suggested in the beginning. You shouldn't. I like my candy episode, and I don't care if you don't.